again. Welcome back or welcome to the channel. So today, as you can see here, we're going to talk about the Master's Bear Paws, okay? And this is my primary weapon for a while, and I still love it, and it's still very, very good. It's from this family of axe fighter, right? At the tier 4 level here, and as you get more mastery of it, you're gonna get to a higher level and able to use all the skills. I will say that until you get to level 70, you won't be able to use this Raging Blade, which is really one of the better, or if not one of actually second best skill of the skill tree. So let's get to that. But having said that, this weapon here, even at the tier 4, is just ridiculously nasty. All right. Physical damage. This is a maxed out. I'll admit that. All right. It's a maxed out. Leveled up 3 times, right? At the tier 6, and it's an outstanding quality. But the physical damage is 316. I mean, I am using the gear that amplifies damage, right? Physical damage attack plus 53%. But 316, I mean, that's very, very, very high. Damage per second, 268. Very, very high again. And because I have such high damage output, I like to do the life leech and take some of that damage back in life steal, right? It does help. So second skill is Raging Blade. 119 magic damage in this case per every half second. All right. For 2.5 seconds. So this does ridiculous output in damage all around you. So it's an AoE area of attack and attacks a lot of people that mobs you. A lot of the monsters, and so it's a great equalizer for a big crowd. This is the feature, right? You jump towards a group of enemies and deal, almost 800 physical damage with 30 true damage over 6 seconds. That's 180. That just essentially finishes them off. All right. As you apply other damage attacks, like the rending swing, this is very similar to the Great Axe, except in this case, this leap is a great closer. That's just the bottom line. You close in on the enemy, and I'll show you. Okay, so I'm going to get in there, and let's get it done. Again, the expedition is a great place to trial out a weapon, right? And I do the tier 5, and you'll see how fast this goes through, and you can look at the time. Same setup as everything else in terms of bleeding. All right. I'm just going to do a couple auto attack here. You can see what the auto attack does. 108 damage, 133 for the rending swing, and then there's bleed damage. So I haven't used my W or E yet. Let me get a crowd together. I got a huge crowd here. Basically, you can just dump them. That wasn't a clean hit. Let me try that again. Or let me lead in with the Q and then the W, and you can kind of see here. So you dispatched them pretty good. Okay, the E's back. Let's try this again. I always lead in with the Q, C with the E, and then transition to the W. I don't think anybody can withstand that type of damage. Let me get the cooldown. As always, I use mediation to cool down, and then R to mend my wounds and get my mana back up. It is mana intensive, I'll admit that. Oh, I missed him. That was not good. You do have to be careful. There's a little bit of skill for the aim, and you can't miss. You're basically going to blow that, and it's not good. But you do have another equalizer in the Raging Blades, and that's a great equalizer. So let's do one where I'm not going to miss here. So that was very quick. So what I did was E and then followed by Q. I can transition to W, but there was no need there. Okay. And your Q comes back very fast. So just one swipe will clear people away. 3-second cooldown. So I just wait till they group up and then just do a slash with the Q. Okay. So I can just stand in there and finish him up while he's channeling. That's how much damage I'm doing. I think I missed him again on that one. Cool down and lead in with the E again. Then transition to the W followed by the Q. So if you want to replay that sequence, that's a good sequence to just clear a bunch of guys, right? And your Q comes up pretty quick, so just spam that, and then the W is fairly quick at 12 seconds, followed by the 30-second cooldown for your E, which can be a problem, but you have your mediate to reduce that. But generally, I find that the E followed by the Q does its job. But if you were to wait for that to come up, use your W. Alright. And then D to bring it up. Kind of low on mana. Okay, first test. Ah, boy. Well, I'm going to go in without my E. Normally I would not. But I wasn't that prepared there. Whew. Still able to finish him off because my E. You can replay that. It's kind of close. I got caught in his spinning attack. But if you saw how much damage I dished out just in a burst form, right? This is the idea of this type of weapon. It bursts, right? And if you can burst a guy down, you can kind of take it to the very, very edge, I guess. Because you know that when that skill comes up and you execute it, you can burst him down. I think he canceled my attack. I'm not really afraid of him because I can melt him pretty quickly. Alright, so if all your skills are up, you should not be afraid to approach multiple enemies, right? It doesn't matter. So you can take them all on. Watch him die. See, even though he still had health left, the bleed attack with the Q, finish him off. So he bled out. Okay. So these cannon guys are really annoying. Oof. Okay, finally took care of him. He was very annoying. Alright, so these two guys, I know my W is more than capable of taking them down. Like that. I need my mana and health back up, so I'll use Mend Wounds. That's my setup. You don't have to set up that way, of course. Is this the final? Okay, this is the final. So standard lead in, right? I like to keep my D open. So F, followed by, in this case, I need to close the gap with E, which is the razor cut, leap at them, and then transition to either W or Q. So let's do that. F, closing, transition to that, and the Q. He's more than halfway down. And there's no danger to me at all. Oops. Try to mend wound, but didn't get the full effect there. But I got him because of those. Both of those skills are back up. I'm good. Whoops. He dropped something. Okay, he dropped. Is that a decent item? Not really. Okay. So I got a little bit more at the end. As you can see, it's a lot of damage output. My damage output got scaled in here. I think there's a limit to what you can max out in terms of your stats. And so they scale it down appropriately. So you're not seeing the full effect. But I'm going to take this gear into the yellow dungeon. 3 dungeons. and you'll see the full effect. I'm really not bursting through people like I normally did, and that's because you can see the damage got capped. Um, there's an item stat cap on here, so everything is less than what I showed you before I came in, and you'll see that if this goes into the dungeon, it's really an OP gear, and I'll show that in the 4 yellow dungeon or 3 yellow dungeon, and then at the end I will summarize the loot from the yellow dungeon. So look for that, subscribe, like, and thanks for watching.